guys, MrRoflWaffles here. This is an easy guide for you to get a free Wunderwaffe wonder weapon in Shattered Veil. There are chapter markers in the description if you want to skip any parts of this guide because you already know how to do things like building the Raygun, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get started. Now technically there are several ways to get the Wunderwaffe in this map. One of them is just by random chance out of the mystery box. The second is by using a wonder bar and still getting a little lucky from the mystery box. And this method is going to be the third method. So what we need to think about first is our loadout weapon. I really like using the GS45's Pack-a-Punch, so that can be a great loadout weapon, or you can buy them off the wall in the spawn area, or you could also spawn in with the ASG, or alternatively, you could buy it off the wall in the service tunnel downstairs quite near to the fast travel. And the reason these are important is there's going to be some stuff that we need to shoot in a moment here, and they're just especially good weapons for doing that shooting. The Mark IIs themselves aren't great for it, and ARs and things are not great for it either, but these two I really recommend. The next thing that we need is the Raygun Mark II, and you actually need to use it to do part of the main quest Easter egg. So you got two options here. You can either just watch my main quest Easter egg guide linked in the corner of the screen or in the description down below, or you can follow the steps that I'm about to explain. We're going to go rapid fire through it, but yeah, like I said, if you need more detail, watch my main quest Easter egg guide. So, to get a free Raygun Mark II, first of all, you need to get to round 10, go down into the basement and look for a lab technician, kill him, and he'll give you a floppy disk. Then go to this computer to the right-hand side of the T-Rex and enter the floppy disk and then kill all the bugs and stuff that spawn in. And then in that same area, you can hold square on this fax machine and read this word. It'll either be Yeti or Moth or Worm, but whatever you have in your game, bring that to this room in the nursery where the kid's chalkboard is, and you need to translate your word into numbers. And the easiest way to learn how this works is for me to just do a worked example. So I've got Yeti in my game. I'm going to find the letter Y on the board and I'm going to see how many other letters are around it. So you can see Y is in a cluster of 5 letters for me. So my first number is 5. Then the E of Yeti is in a cluster of 4 numbers. So my second number is 4. Then the T of Yeti is in a cluster of 8 numbers. So my third number is 8. And my I is in a cluster of just 2 numbers. So my last number is 2. And that means that Yeti translates to 5482. So you need to do this with your word from your fax machine, and then you need to bring that code downstairs to this Doppelgast and enter the code on the right-hand side panel. That will open the Doppelgast chamber up. You'll be able to kill the Doppelgast. It'll drop a severed arm, and you then bring that severed arm to the armory in the service tunnel, and in there you can hold square on this panel, and that will open up the free Raygun Mark II. Next, you need one of the elemental raygun upgrades, and for the purpose of this guide, I'm going to recommend the purple one, but you can technically do any of them for this. And the reason we're doing all this, by the way, is we need to get to the point where we've completed one of the liminal rituals. But for now, we've just got to get the elemental upgrade itself. So let's go for purple. You need to grab 2 parts. They're both reflectors. One can be found to the right of Quick Revive in this fountain here. The next can be found on the southwest balcony in another fountain. So pick up those 2 reflectors, then run around the map looking for white boxes and destroy all of them until you get an essence bomb. And if you can't find it after opening about 10 boxes, then check my dedicated guide for this because I've got like 20 spawns in that video. It's linked in the description. Once you've got the essence bomb, you're also going to need to grab a canister, and there are 3 canisters on the map. You can get any of the 3, but the easiest one is probably to go down into the service tunnel, grab this free Casimir from this dead dude, then go up to double tap, and in the window behind double tap, you'll see a canister just on the side. So you're going to need to throw your Casimir just in front of the window, and that will suck the canister into the playable space, and then it will drop on the ground and you can pick that up. So now you've got an essence bomb, a canister, and 2 reflectors. You're going to then go to the service tunnel, use the essence bomb to blow open this tunnel, go down the tunnel, place your canister into this machine here. That's going to cause some lasers to start flying in from the sky, and you then need to place your reflectors like I'm doing in the gameplay here. So both reflectors on the ground floor level to start with. That's going to cause the laser to reflect into one of the Doppelgast statues, and you then need to melee the source crystal just here, and that will make the Doppelgast come alive. Kill it, and then melee the reflector that's near the entrance to the room where you came in, then go to the opposite side of the room and pick up that reflector, and then go up this little tunnel here and place the reflector down on this podium, then melee that once, and then go back down to the source crystal and melee that to make the next Doppelgast statue come alive. And if it doesn't come alive, just check to make sure that you've got the beams aligned onto the Doppelgast statue. Once it spawns in, kill it, and then go back to the reflector that you've got on the ground level level here, not the one that's up the slope, and melee that one more time, and that will then redirect the beam into another Doppelgast, melee the source crystal to spawn it in. This is going to be an elite Doppelgast, so make sure you've got some decent firepower, and once you've killed that, you can go back over to the machine charging the canister and pick up the canister, and it will be fully charged. You can then bring it to the director's quarters, that's the west wing of the mansion, and at this Raygun crafting bench, you can enter the canister by holding square, and then if you're holding your base level Raygun Mark II, you can hold square on that charged canister, and it will convert it into the purple Raygun. With that, you need to go to this area where the painting of Josiah Shem is and hold square while holding your purple Raygun on this machine, and then kill zombies with your purple Raygun to open up the painting and get into the liminal space. When you get in there, go and grab this ritual mixture on the corner of the table, then hop out of the liminal space again, and we're going to go find 3 chalices. The first chalice is in the barrellery, and you'll find it on the side here. Hold square on it, it'll spawn in an Elder Disciple and some other stuff. Kill them all, and that will fill the chalice, and you'll see a symbol above the chalice. Then go to the spawn, and the next chalice is on this bench. Hold square, it'll spawn a disciple, kill the disciple, that's chalice filled. Number 3 is in the T-Rex room. It's up the stairs here. Hold square, it'll spawn a disciple, kill the disciple, that's chalice filled. And then with all 3 of those done, you can go back to the elevator room, the top part, and note down these 3 numbers, reading them left to right on the walls, and then go to the west wing of the building and find this safe. Hold square on it, enter the 3 numbers that you just saw on the walls, left to right. That will pop the safe open. You'll get an item from inside. Bring that item back to the Josiah Shem liminal space next to the elevator, and place that item on the podium here, and that will start a ritual where you need to use the purple Raygun to break the shield of the boss, and then you need to shoot the boss to do damage, and you won't be able to do this if you don't have the purple Raygun, by the way, so make sure you're holding the purple Raygun, and once the boss is dead, you can hold square on the Sentinel artifact, and that will be this ritual completed, and crucially, you will see Richtofen start talking to you on the right side of the screen, and that is what we're going for. For this whole thing, we needed to get Richtofen to speak to us, so if you want to do the yellow ritual or the blue ritual instead, that's fine. You just need to do something to get Richtofen to chat to you. So we can now finally start moving on with the rest of the Easter egg. Go to the nursery area, which is in the western part of the mansion, and you're going to look out for this bed. When you find it, lie down and look for laundry underneath it. And if you see it down there, you should see that it's got a bit of a stank to it. Like, Richtofen's not been doing his laundry regularly. He absolutely reeks in the office for sure. And so there's a purple kind of must coming out of his clothes, and you don't like that. So you're going to shoot that laundry, and boom, it's going to go away. Thank God. The smell's gone. Then for the next step, this is where our GS-45's Pack-a-Punch come in handy, or the Papped Dragon's Breath ASG. But if you don't have those, you can also use a War Machine here, or you can sometimes get away with doing it with another weapon. But yeah, like I said, those are the ones I recommend, and we'll be using them to find 3 relics. All 3 of the relics basically work the same way. So first, we're going to do the book relic. You need to go here, and you'll find the book sitting on the chair. Melee it or shoot it, and it will fly into the air, and it will suck in a load of debris. You need to shoot all of the debris out of the way, and then when it's clear, you can shoot the book, and you'll get hit markers on the book. And when you do that, it will move to a new location, and you'll again have to shoot all the debris, and then you'll need to shoot the book in the center. You'll need to do this several times, and you'll know that you've finished it when the book goes up in a purple puff of smoke, and you'll know that you failed if the book returns to the original chair, and you'll then have to just try this again the next round. So while it's sucking debris, be as quick as you can, getting the debris out of the way, and then just shoot the book and do this until you get the purple puff of smoke. That's item number 1. We then just need to repeat this for 2 more items. So the next is a ball. This one's in the spawn. Activate it, shoot all the debris out of the way. The debris this time will look a little different. And then shoot the ball. It'll move. Then you'll get more debris. Shoot the debris, shoot the ball, etc. And then when it goes in a purple puff of smoke, that's perfect. And you can move on to your 3rd part. This one's a family photo in the grand foyer. Do the same thing. Activate it by shooting it or meleeing it, and then shoot the debris. There'll be more debris this time, and you might need to go through more phases of doing this because it'll take more damage. But as long as you're doing enough damage, and I'm using War Machine here and shooting the floor to get AoE damage on it, that seems to be really effective, you'll successfully turn it into a purple puff of smoke, and it will go into the ground. That's a sign you just need to go down the elevator, and you'll see purple smoke above your head once you get to the bottom, and you then need to shoot that smoke, and you can't use Papped GS-45s for this, but if you need help with it, just use a bullet weapon or something, and out will pop the Wunderwaffe. So you got it for free. Congratulations. Now, there's a trick with the Wunderwaffe that is unbelievably overpowered and that I think is basically essential to you getting the most out of this weapon. And I explain it in detail in the high round guide linked on the screen right now. You don't need to want to go for a high round for this trick to be useful, but I'm explaining it there because it's amazing for high rounding on this map, and it really makes you into a pro zombies player very fast. So click through to that video now and make the most of your Wunderwaffe. I'll see you there.